From your point of view, what Ukraine should expect from this upcoming Vilnius summit? And
yes, the Vilnius summit is very important, and we're working hard to get the strong message out from the Vilnius summit in this communique or declaration that Ukraine will become the full member of NATO in the future. It must be more and more practical steps for Ukraine if we see the Bucharest declaration, what we have already 15 years. So for Estonia, this is obvious and very important that Ukraine will become the full member of NATO, and in the position that there cannot be any more the gray areas or the neutrality positions in the neighboring countries of Russia, because the most dangerous place to be is to be in a NATO waiting room without any concrete plan. So we have seen it, and unfortunately Ukrainians have suffered under that. That we said 15 years ago in Bucharest summit that Ukraine will become member of NATO, but nothing followed for that. Also, the same happened with Georgia. So we had the invasion to Georgia 2008, and then invasion and aggression to Ukraine from Russian side 2014, and now of course the full-scale war, genocide, deportation of children, violation of international law. And it is not only for us to support Ukraine, it is also to create a new security architecture for Europe. So Ukraine must be a full member of NATO, and this is the only security guarantee which is working. So this is our clear position, and negotiations in NATO are very active now about that question. So we will see actually already tomorrow what is going to happen in NATO summit.
which difference between Bucharest and now? In general, I see that the same, or not? Or
yes,
maybe not.
that is exactly what, and with what we are working hard to get more out of the declaration, and also the clear understanding between NATO members, also the clear message to Ukrainians and also to Putin that it is inevitable that Ukraine will become a member of NATO. Now, what is the difference between 15 years ago, what happened in Bucharest is that it was just the empty declaration, the political empty declaration, no real action plans. And what we must get now out from the Vilnius summit is that there are the next steps. What will happen exactly? And the big difference is as well that Russia is committing the full-scale aggression against Ukraine with the genocide, and also all the NATO member states are supporting Ukraine militarily. It wasn't like 2 years ago like this, and also politically. So the basis is different. And one thing is to get the clear message out, the political message that Ukraine will now become, the process will start, the full member of NATO. But the second is that the long-term military commitments to support Ukraine until Ukraine has been winning the war, based on the conditions which President Zelensky has declared. It means as well the territorial integrity, but also the re-establishing the international law and all the other aspects. So the situation has changed a lot if we just compare with 15 years ago. But let's see what we can get out from the NATO declaration as well. In my point of view, Ukraine is already in practice fulfilling this membership action plan, in the meaning that Ukraine is fighting with NATO guns and weapons against Russia, using NATO doctrines and tactics. And if Ukraine will become the full member of NATO, Ukraine is the only country who has really fought in the war against Russia. Not other countries in NATO has done it before. So I think there are all practical aspects ready for Ukraine. I've been as well the defense minister of Estonia years ago, so I know a bit what NATO is. And also mainly this is a political decision now to decide and give the message that now the process is starting. We must understand as well, and we understand all of that, and also Ukrainians, that now it is not time for the full membership when the full-scale active war is going on. But we must start this process, and there must be the next steps agreed.
I'm sure that you have some information about the final communique, at least about the draft. You, as a Minister of Foreign Affairs of Estonia, from your point of view, should Ukraine be satisfied with this communique, or from your point of view, Ukraine may expect more than eventually Ukraine will get?
Honest answer is that we're really working hard now. This ongoing process, it's in very active position now. So what will finally happen, we'll see tomorrow evening, hopefully. So these negotiations and also the formation of the communique text is ongoing process right now. Our ambassadors and foreign ministries and everybody is negotiating, and I cannot say exact the point where we are now, because this is exactly what is going on. But the most important is not only this text, what is coming out, but we have to understand that everybody understands it the same way what we have promised then, that the process is starting for Ukraine, that we have decided that Ukraine will really become the member of NATO. Putin must understand as well very clearly that there won't be a gray zones anymore. He has no hope that he can somehow stop the process, even with a long-term frozen conflict zone, as he has done before in Georgia or even in Ukraine, if we see what happened after the 2014. But also for Ukrainians, of course, give the clear message that Ukrainians, you belong to NATO, and it gives as well the hope and support for the soldiers, actually, for fighting every day and losing their lives. I cannot even imagine the situation in the meaning to be in a real war situation, losing our own sons and soldiers. But this is our duty to give the message out, and we'll see it, what is going on finally in the summit when all the leaders has been gathered together.
Thank you very much. Our time is finished. Thank you that you give me these opportunities. Have a nice day. Hope your negotiation will be successful, especially for Ukraine.
I hope that we will achieve the best results. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.